Remember when I thought there was no way Battlefield 1 would be set in World War I? And I don't see the armaments of World War I being that fun without some bending of the truth. But hey, you've got to admit that I called those war bond points. So what were they gonna do in World War I? Announcing war bonds, $5.99 get you 2,000 war bond points to buy additional bayonet skins and cigarettes. See? Before the launch of Battlefield 1, it was great to speculate on where the game was going, what will it be, when will it be. And now that the game is just about out, I'm not really sure what to talk about. Once the community gets its hands on the game, there will be tons to cover, from the game's weapons, vehicles, updates, whatever. But right now, what do you say? Here it is, here's the game, it's coming out. So instead of talking about the game specifically, I thought I'd talk directly to the Battlefield community in a new segment I call Dear Battlefield Community. And really the whole gaming community in general, because this can apply to any game. So listen, can we just not go through the same shit this time? This isn't our first game launch, but every time a new big game comes out, it seems players and news outlets do the same old story. These points aren't in defense of Battlefield 1. If the game sucks, I'll tell you, but keep in mind, the game will have problems. No game is perfect, especially huge AAA titles that have millions of people jump on day one. I can't remember the last time a game came out that didn't have a day one patch. Now, is it okay that we accept that these things happen? No, but at the same time, can we stop being shocked when they do? Twitching the other night, I played the full Battlefield 1 for the first time, and after the first glitch, I saw it. The sentence I knew I would have to listen to over and over again for the next few months. It's Battlefield 4 all over again. I'm not defending the game, but can we just stop pretending like we're shocked when a AAA game comes out and it's like, hey, some things don't work and it crashes a little bit. Yes, it's gonna happen. I'm tired of like news channels and everything just going like, oh my god, can you believe it? Can you believe a big giant new game that launched to millions of people had issues all of a sudden? Can you believe it? All signs point to a much smoother launch than Battlefield 4, but even if it is, people will still make that comparison over and 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 over again. And that's just players. Gaming news outlets are even worse. Here comes the articles and videos titled, Battlefield does it again. Is Battlefield 1's launch worse than 4? 10 reasons why Battlefield 1 is worse than Battlefield 4. 10 reasons why Battlefield 1 is worse than Hardline. 10 reasons why Battlefield 1 is actually the worst game ever! I mean, I get it. You want to get views on your articles and videos, so hey, use a controversial title like that, it gets the job done. That's why I call videos 10 cool Battlefield 4 facts. But what I'm more surprised with is that it still works. I see an article saying, blank game has a day one patch. And it's like, no shit, of course it does. Why do we still talk about it? Why do people still get shocked at these revelations? Blank game has server issues the first week of launch. No shit, every AAA game for the last 10 years has had some problems online when it first launches. Sure, it sucks, but it's not news. Battlefield 1 is not the best game ever. Now this one goes straight to the players, and the inevitable battle that will take place in every comment section on YouTube. Call of Duty fans, listen up. Battlefield doesn't suck. What? That's right, Battlefield is not the worst game ever made. But wait, Battlefield fans, guess what? Call of Duty doesn't suck either. Yeah, here's a crazy concept, guys. Different people like different things, and that's okay. I've often talked about that all or nothing syndrome on the internet. In fact, here, play the clip. I'd like to introduce you all to the all or nothing syndrome, an epidemic here on the internet that keeps people from thinking rationally. I see it every day. Let's use milk as an example. Jim likes milk and decides to post on FaceSpace about how much he likes it. Richard does not care for milk, so he says, fucking milk fucking sucks. How could you have a different taste than me, you fucking idiot? People do this constantly. Everything is either the best or the worst with no middle ground of like, well, it's a well-made thing, but it's just not for me. See what I mean? Between different gaming communities, hate can be real, to the point of sounding like straight up racism. Really, I'm serious. I want to look into this topic more one day, but games separate player bases like African Americans in the 1950s. Is that the right term? Is that the PC term? Is that right? Fucking Call of Duty players, go back to COD where you belong, yup. People have different tastes. Some people have multiple tastes. I play Battlefield, Call of Duty, and even Arma. I cover the whole spectrum of first-person shooters that I like. So when people show so much hostility to another game series just because they don't enjoy it, I really don't get it. It's been especially hostile this time around because of the massive hate Call of Duty Infinite has received and the massive amount of love Battlefield got from it.
Holy shit. Let's get to the tower! Go, go, go!
If someone says they're looking forward to Infinite, people are stunned. It's like when someone you respect says they're voting for Trump. It's just like, why? But people have the right to think the things they want to think and like the things they want to like.
You got eyes on this, Reyes?
Affirmative. Let's get in there!
So just remember, when you end up in the mess down there, instead of calling each other faggots, talk about the game, why you like or dislike something. That sounds like a much better conversation to me. Let's not compare different versions of the game! This kind of carries from the last topic, but this counts just for you guys in Battlefield. People who play Battlefield love Battlefield, and that's as far as that sentence needs to go. We've touched on this in Battlefield Friends, but it doesn't matter whether you play on PC or console. Battlefield is Battlefield, and that community should come together instead of splitting apart into 3 separate groups. I could somewhat understand comparing them last generation because Battlefield 3 on console was a smaller version.
Gun! Sniper! Weapon smoke!
But now with the PS4 and Xbox One, Battlefield is pretty much the same on all platforms, with the only difference being controls and some graphic options. So can we just not have that massive flame war in the comments of Battlefield 1 graphics comparison? News outlets love making these videos with multi-platform games. PC, Xbox, PC, PS4, PC, Super Nintendo, PC, Atari? I do find these videos interesting because I like to see what tricks were used by the game designers to get around certain limitations and stuff like that. But what I don't like to see is how many people fight for their platform of choice in the comments section. That shit gets dark, sad, depressing, pathetic. And most of all, does fucking nothing. Oh, Anthony, just don't look at those comments. No, because they are still splitting and dividing a community. Discussing video games is great. That's what I do on this channel after all. But don't take this stuff so seriously. Some people get so heated, it's no longer a conversation and just becomes attacks. So guys, remember, it's just a game. No matter how important a game becomes, it's still a game. So let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy the Battlefield 1 launch. God, I hope it goes well.